So Nintendo has just revealed the rest of the tracks in Wave 6 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass, and I feel like I say this with pretty much every wave, but this looks like it is going to be the best wave yet. What a way to send off the Booster Course Pass. Not only does the track selection here look absolutely phenomenal, but the graphics in this wave seem to be the best that we've seen out of the entire DLC, with some tracks looking arguably even better than in the base Mario Kart 8 game. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down all the footage we have of these new tracks, not only from this new trailer, but also from the Japanese website. Keep in mind that I will be trying to get all the details that we have on these tracks into this video, but if I do end up missing anything, please feel free to let me know down in the comments below. But now, with all that out of the way, let's roll the intro and get into breaking down the Wave 6 trailer of the Booster Course Pass. And our first track is arguably the most anticipated from across the entire DLC. We all knew it had to round off the Booster Course Pass in the final wave, Mario Kart Wii's Rainbow Road. And the first thing I'd like to talk about regarding this course is its graphics, as they are absolutely insane. This track continues the trend of every Rainbow Road in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe having its own unique rainbow texture for the road itself. And this might be recency bias talking, but I've got to say this might be my favorite out of all of them. It just looks absolutely phenomenal, and in my opinion, it's a perfect HD reimagining of how it originally looked back in Mario Kart Wii, still having that almost semi-pastel color palette that the original had. The course itself has been modeled fairly heavily after its Mario Kart Tour version, as with the rest of the courses in the Booster Course Pass, as we can see in the starting banner as well as many of the rings that you'll drive through throughout the course. Some notable changes, however, are the particle effects around the cannon as well as the half-pipe and sideways turns, which have been changed from the Tour versions to be a lot more transparent, and overall, in my opinion, they look a lot better. They honestly remind me a little bit of the rainbow sheen that you'll sometimes see on the reflection of a soap bubble, which you wouldn't really think would fit the aesthetic of Rainbow Road that much, but in my opinion, it fits in perfectly here. The entirety of the course is now in anti-gravity as well, with a few new boost panels and spin boosters sprinkled throughout. The Mario Kart 8 Deluxe version of the course also has a much more detailed skybox than previous iterations, as not only does the skybox itself look a lot more detailed, but there are also quite a few more planets and celestial bodies that you can see from the track than you could see in previous versions. It seems to have taken the idea that 3DS Rainbow Road had of being set in our solar system and ran with it. The track hasn't gotten many layout changes at all from its Mario Kart Wii version, but then again, why would you change perfection? This course is definitely one of the ones I am most looking forward to for when Wave 6 launches on November 9th. But then the second course that was showcased in the trailer was Mario Kart Tour's Madrid Drive. Now, I don't actually play Mario Kart Tour all that frequently, so I'm not entirely familiar with the original version of this course. With that being said, we can see that the 8 Deluxe variant of this course will encompass the Madrid Drive 1, 2, and 3 variants from Mario Kart Tour, and they are all looking better than ever. I have to say, the graphical quality in this wave I think is the most consistently good out of all of the waves that we've had in the entire DLC, which I suppose is to be expected for the final wave. The road texture itself, as well as the grass texture in the soccer stadium, which, by the way, I cannot wait to drive through. It sounds like an amazing concept to drive through a soccer stadium in a Mario Kart course, but those textures, they both look absolutely phenomenal. This also looks like it'll be a pretty fun track to drive overall, as it doesn't look to have that many sharp turns in comparison to a lot of the other city tracks. In fact, Athens Dash is honestly my favorite city track for mainly that reason. It plays a lot more like a standard Mario Kart track, and it looks like this, as well as Rome Avanti, which we'll talk about later in this video, are both similar in that regard. I also cannot wait to hear this course's music with live instruments. That snippet that we got from the Japanese website already sounds absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait to hear the full track. But then let's move on to one of the other courses that I am the most excited to get to play when Wave 6 comes out. We have GCN DK Mountain. Although this course did originate in Mario Kart Double Dash, it was one of my favorites in Mario Kart Wii, and it looks like this version of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is going to be the best version of the course we've seen yet. And I mean that kind of literally, because seeing this course graphically, it looks absolutely insane, which I feel like I'm saying about all the courses in this wave, but it's true. All of these courses in Wave 6 look so good graphically. I only wish that the previous waves all had this same level of consistent quality. The mountain itself seems to be modeled after its Mario Kart Tour rendition, which I honestly did prefer to the original. However, this version also has some new lighting effects that make it look even cooler. The smoke and heated rock at the top just looks so good. The platform the cannon sits on has also been brought back from the Double Dash and Wii versions of the course, because if you didn't know, the Mario Kart Tour version just had the cannon floating for some reason, so it's very nice to see that it's actually standing on something this time. It doesn't look like there are many gameplay changes in this version of the course when compared to previous iterations, except for the fact that there are no longer wooden trick ramps on the descent down the mountain, and instead you can trick off of ledges in the rock itself, which in my opinion is a much better integration of the tricks into the course. But other than that, there's not really much to commentate on for this course except for the fact that I am infinitely excited to be able to play it when Wave 6 comes out. It is honestly one of my favorite Mario Kart courses of all time, and I am so glad it is finally in 8 Deluxe. Our next course is Mario Kart Wii's Daisy Circuit, which we did already know would be in Wave 6 thanks to a previous Nintendo Direct, and we don't really get to see much new footage that we didn't see in that previous Direct. However, there are a few gameplay and graphical changes worth noting. The course itself is modeled after its Mario Kart Tour version, once again, like pretty much all the other courses in the Booster Course Pass, most notably seen in its starting banner. The graphical overhaul it's received from the Mario Kart Tour version also looks absolutely phenomenal in my opinion, especially with the sunset and the reflection of that sunset you can see on the now bronze statues of Luigi and Daisy in the center of the course. Gameplay-wise, there haven't been too many changes made, however we can see that the ramp shortcut that takes you through a building now has a glider ramp at the end, which I honestly think fits incredibly well and is a really good change. There have also been a few new boost panels added around the lighthouse to make that portion of the track a little bit more exciting, which I do appreciate. Gameplay-wise, Daisy Circuit wasn't really one of my favorites back in Mario Kart Wii, however, I am still incredibly excited to see it come to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, mainly because of the music, because it does have one of my favorite songs in all of Mario Kart, so I can't wait to hear the full rendition of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe version. But now moving on to our 5th track, which I think is one of the best looking out of this entire wave and potentially in the entire game, we have Mario Kart Tour's Piranha Plant Cove. Once again, I'm not incredibly familiar with Mario Kart Tour, however, I do remember when this course came out, I was really excited at the idea of this course coming to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, because overall, I really love its concept of driving through an ancient piranha plant civilization. Not to mention, it was one of the better looking courses in Tour already, and it looks phenomenal in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And also, its music was great then, and is even better now. Seriously, this course is looking amazing in pretty much all areas, and it'll probably rank pretty highly in my ranking video that I'll be doing of all the Wave 6 courses once they release, so if you don't want to miss that video, then make sure to subscribe so you get notified when I release it. Throughout the entire course, the stone and grass textures honestly look like some of the best that I have seen in the entire game. It's honestly crazy to think that this and the Wave 1 courses are part of the same DLC. Just like the city tracks, this looks like it'll be incorporating elements of Piranha Plant Cove 1, 2, and 3 from Mario Kart Tour, so I can't wait to see how they integrate all those different aspects of the track into one another. I don't believe there to be many major gameplay changes in this version when compared to the Mario Kart Tour version, however, once again, I'm not incredibly familiar with the original version of this track, so I could be wrong on that account. Our 6th course is interestingly the one that we got the least amount of footage of, however, it looks to be one of the most interesting ones in this wave, and that is SNES Bowser's Castle 3. Now, normally an SNES track wouldn't be that interesting, however, the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe version of this course is heavily modeled after the Mario Kart Tour version, which completely revamped the layout from its original 2D SNES version. This honestly looks like it got the full GBA Cheeseland and Ribbon Road treatment for being transferred from 2D to 3D. Graphically, this course follows suit with the rest of the wave in the fact that it does not fall short. It looks absolutely phenomenal with the glow of the lava against the amazing rock textures. Plus, there's the addition of all these new lava waterfalls and a volcano in the background. It truly is one of the best looking tracks in the game, in my opinion. When this course was originally brought to Mario Kart Tour, many people noted that one portion of the course was elevated at a pretty steep angle. And as many people suspected, now that it's been brought to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that portion is an anti-gravity section, which I think fits perfectly. Overall, I can't really find many differences in the gameplay that was shown between this and the Mario Kart Tour version, except for the fact that in the thumbnail thumbnail picture for this course, we are able to see that the thwomps do have coins above them, hinting at perhaps either a glider section, or more likely you're just able to trick off of one of the walls that you can drive on to on top of the thwomps where you're able to collect this coin. Our second to last course, however, is one that I am pretty excited for gameplay-wise as well as for the music, because this honestly has some of my favorite music in the entire wave based off the snippet that we heard from the Japanese website. And that course, of course, is Mario Kart Tour's Rome Avanti. Seriously, the music for this track sounds absolutely incredible in my opinion. The Mario Kart Tour version was already so good, and based on what we've heard of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe version, it seems like this will be even better. Graphically, this is one of the best looking city tracks in my opinion as well. The textures have been improved massively from the Mario Kart Tour version, and the skybox looks like something straight out of the base Mario Kart 8 game. Couple that with the fact that I've heard so many great things about this track and that it might be the best city track in all of Mario Kart Tour, and Athens Dash may just be dethroned as my favorite city track. Once again, for the final time in this video, I am not all too familiar with Mario Kart Tour, so I can't really attest to how much has changed in this version when compared to the Mario Kart Tour version. However, we are able to see that the multiple different versions of this track present in Mario Kart Tour will be included in the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe version of the course. One thing I did find interesting, however, though, is that this course is going to be the first in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe to feature this ring of fuzzies as an obstacle, which also appeared in Piranha Plant Pipeline in Mario Kart Tour, which sadly isn't being brought to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe through the Booster Course Pass. However, hopefully it will be brought to the next mainline Mario Kart game, because that course, although I have not played it myself in Mario Kart Tour, looks to be incredibly fun, and overall I would love to play it on a home console Mario Kart. But with that little tangent aside, we only have one more course to talk about in Wave 6 of the Booster Course Pass, and that is the one that was probably the least expected by everyone, 3DS Rosalina's Ice World. This course was never really one of my favorites back in Mario Kart 7, but I in no way dislike it, and I'm honestly kind of happy that it has come to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's being given a chance to become a more memorable course. And honestly, the more I look at it, the more I realize what a cool concept this course is. I've never really been a huge Galaxy fan, however, I can really appreciate all the little references that there are to those games in this track. Driving around the Comet Observatory and seeing some of the planetoids from Mario Galaxy levels is honestly just a really cool idea for a Mario Kart course. I really wish they would incorporate some aspects of Mario games into more Mario Kart courses like this. Graphically, in my opinion, this course also looks phenomenal, although that shouldn't really be a surprise at this point in the video, given all of the other Wave 6 courses have done the same. The snowy atmosphere against the night sky really just looks incredible in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's lighting engine, especially with the new skybox this course has, which has so many galaxies throughout it and is honestly just really beautiful. The only real gameplay change that I was able to spot with this is that there is potentially a new shortcut towards the end of the track, where you're able to trick off of a ramp onto the final stretch. The only real complaint I have with this course is that they missed a golden opportunity to have a half pipe around the long turn that this course has, similar to what the Mario Kart Wii custom track does. But other than that, I just really can't wait to play this course with the other Wave 6 tracks when they all release once again on November 9th. It's crazy to think that in just a week we will have all 96 courses that will be in the final version of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, not to mention a new jukebox mode, as well as 17 new Mii costumes that are also being added in this update. But what do you all think about the Wave 6 tracks? Do you think I'm crazy for thinking Rosalina's Ice World has the potential to be a good inclusion, and it's outrageous that they didn't include a different track instead? Make sure to let me know down in the comments below. And if you want to see more videos like this and my ranking of all the Wave 6 courses, then make sure to subscribe so you get notified whenever I upload that video and future videos similar to it. But with all that out of the way, thank you all so much for watching. I'm Jacob with the Game Block, signing off.